Welcome back to the channel. It's another warm, cloudy day here in eastern North Carolina, and it's really funny because yesterday I was freezing to death. I had my hoodie pulled up, winter coat on. It was crazy. I think it was only like 50. But today it's pretty warm out. I think it's about 70, and I'm going to plant up 2 pots. These are really wide pots. They're fairly shallow. They're about 6.5, 7 inches deep, I would say. Pick them up at Lowe's. You could probably find them at any garden center. So what I'm going to put in these is tulips. You've probably seen this on many other gardening channels. If not, why not? Seriously, I'm not doing anything new or original here. This has been all over the place. If you pick up some wind noise, I do apologize. Suddenly the wind started picking up. I've seen this on Gardener's World. I think I've seen Laura on Garden Answer do this. Again, I've probably seen this on various YouTube channels all over. Simply what I'm going to start doing at first is putting in a layer of gravel, as it were. I'm going to be using Espoma Soil Perfect. And then I'm going to be putting in a mixture that you saw me do in the beginning of compost, some pea gravel, grit, if you want to call it that, and perlite. And it's basically just to allow better drainage, because tulips, like many bulbs, don't like to sit in water. And if I leave these out over the winter and we get a lot of heavy rain like we did last year, that's going to be a problem. The other advantage to having them in pots, though, is I can take them and put them in the garage. If we're going to have like 4 or 5 straight days of rain, you know, that's again no good for the tulips. So I'll put them in the garage for a few days, let them you know, stay dry, but you don't want them bone dry, obviously, and then I'll stick them back outside. But you know, 7-8 days of constant rain, that's no bueno. So I'm going to fill the bottom of the pot here. These pots have large drainage holes in the bottom already. I just put a piece of paper towel at the bottom to prevent rocks and dirt from falling out. And then I'm going to fill, and then I'm going to show you what tulips I'm going to fill these with. Now I'm using the Espoma Soil Perfect just because it's something I have. And I'm just doing a small layer on the bottom, again, just to help for adding the drainage. I've got my soil mixture here, which again, it's compost, perlite, and some grit or pea gravel. And again, all this is to help the drainage. So I'll put probably 2 to 3 inches maybe. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. Maybe 4 inches, why not? There we go. And then I'll put in my bulbs, and what I'm going to be working with today is 2 different pots. And I pre-ordered, well, I ordered the tulips, but I had no idea what I was going to do with them. Then I figured out what I was going to put them in the pot. In each pot there'll be 2 different varieties, and hopefully they complement each other. In pot number 1, we're going to do Red Dynasty Tulip, and we're going to do Maryland. Red Dynasty Tulip is a red tulip, and Maryland is a red and white tulip. So I think they'll look nice together. Now, again, I'm getting growing zone 8A, and the winters here don't get really cold, so I've pre-chilled these bulbs. And we will get some more freezing temperatures throughout the winter, but we're getting in December, holidays are coming up. And, you know, you get busy with other projects. Theoretically, I could be sticking these in the ground or in the pots in January. As long as they're pre-chilled, they should still do their thing here. And I'm going to be planting all these very closely together because tulips down here in the south, from my understanding, do not last. It gets too hot during the summers and not cold enough during the winters. Okay, have my pot filled. Just gonna fill it up now with the soil. Now I did put them again shoulder to shoulder, as it were. If I was planting these out in the landscape, I probably wouldn't do them shoulder to shoulder. But again, down here, tulips are gonna be more like annuals. So I'm just gonna fill the pot up. Plant them shoulder to shoulder. They'll have their beautiful display. And then probably early summer, once the heat really starts getting up, the foliage may start dying back like it's normal. And then these can all go to the compost pile, or I can try to save them. This is an if. Try to save them and put them in the refrigerator, and maybe they'll last till the fall, and maybe I can replant them. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. For now, though, I'm just going to cover this up. And I'm going to leave the rim exposed here, as you can see, and that's simply because I'm going to put down some mulch, and then it'll add some support when the tulips all start coming up and the foliage starts coming up. Remember to label. This again was Maryland and Red Dynasty. So this should be a big red and white pot come the springtime. And that's it. Let's do the next pot. Now the Espoma Soil Perfect is a little pricey, and typically I would use it out in the landscape. Sorry, itching my nose. I would use it out in the landscape to help loosen the soil or allow for drainage. Again, I have very clay-like, heavy silt soil. Not very good for drainage. There's lots of nutrients in it, slightly acidic. Life is good. There's a boatload of earthworms, which is wonderful. But overall, this, the ground is pretty bad. Once I start working it, improving the soil, which I've been doing in the various locations, the soil will get better. This once upon a time was a farm. So again, I put the Soil Perfect. Now, if you don't have to use Soil Perfect, you probably shouldn't use Soil Perfect. I'm just using it because I can in the springtime, like I said, or early summer when these pots get emptied. That Soil Perfect will go in probably into the compost pile. It'll get mixed in with the compost, and the compost will eventually make its way back out into some part of the garden. So life is good there. So it's not really a waste for me. You could use gravel or just have really good free draining soil. Again, I'm just sort of mixing it up because I can. Just gonna fill this up again, 2 to 3 inches of soil. Actually, I brought a second bag of compost, which I thought I was gonna need, and I don't. This will be plenty. Now in this one I'm going to do, again, 2 varieties. One is going to be Orange Emperor Tulip and Hukkinen Tulip. So the Orange Emperor is obviously orange, and the Hukkinen, if I'm mispronouncing, I'm going to put it someplace, is white. So it'll be an orange and white combination. And I'll do the same thing. I'm just going to pack these in. And I'm going to scatter them, spread them about. You could do, I mean, if you're planting still bulbs wherever you are, you could do them however you like. In fact, I'm just playing around now, and I think I'm going to do a ring of the orange intermixed with the white on the outside, 1 orange in the center, and the rest will be the white. We'll see how that looks. Remember, when you're planting bulbs, and many of you probably already know this, but if you're new to gardening or if you're new to the channel, welcome. Pointy side up with the bulbs, at least twice the depth of the bulb itself. Pretty simple. Bulbs are easy. In fact, I challenge any of you out there who are non-gardeners to go out to your local nursery, garden store. You can probably get some bulbs in many parts of the country. Grab yourself a package of bulbs, stick them in a pot, and see what happens. Guarantee you they'll grow. I think really with gardening, nature does 2/3 of the hard work. And I'm just going to fill this up again. Ooh, that's a big clump of something or other. Get rid of that. Stick my pre-made labels in there. And these will go up on the deck. And again, I'll put mulch on top of these. And if we start getting too much rain again over the winter time, then what I'll do is I'll take them off of the deck. I'll put them into the garage for a day or two. Again, the bulbs don't like it. Most bulbs, if not all bulbs, don't like super wet. They'll wind up rotting. They'll wind up getting soft and rotting. It's something that you don't want. You want them to be, moist, but yet come up in the spring, obviously, and then wow us with their incredible flowers. That's going to be about it for today. Just 2 pots. I do actually have a lot more bulbs, but I don't know what I'm going to do with them or where I'm going to put them. So if you're looking for a last-minute Christmas gift or would like to help support the channel, you can pick yourself up a snazzy t-shirt over at my Teespring store. The link is below in the description. If you'd like, you can follow me on Instagram. That'll put up over here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you again to all my new subscribers. Please tell your friends, families, loved ones, grumpy old guy across the street. You got this crazy guy in Eastern North Carolina trying to build a garden on 1.5 acres. That's going to be about doing it for today. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.